CURLYTEA.com.
Hey girly teas, let me ask you guys something. Do you think extracts in commercial hair care products are useless? You'll be surprised, but some chemists consider them to be a waste of time for anything other than marketing purposes. They actually call them claims ingredients. Perry Romanowski, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, is a chemist who worked for Alberto Culver. Among other things, he's worked on that famed Tresemme Naturals conditioner that had many of us in a chokehold for a period of time. He said what many consumers like most is the story around the product, including how it looks and how it smells. And to help sell that story, they add, quote, claims ingredients. Here's a clip.
Now, while consumers use cosmetics to improve the way their skin and hair feels, this isn't the primary reason that they initially buy cosmetics. Consumers first buy cosmetics because they like the story that the products tell. They like the packaging or the way that the product looks and smells. And to help support the marketing story and the claims made about the product, formulators have to include claims ingredients. Now, claims ingredients, and sometimes they're called fairy dust, these are ingredients added to a formula at a low level for the primary purpose of getting to put the ingredient name on the label. This includes ingredients like natural extracts, vitamins, proteins, lots of biotechnology, and lots of fanciful made-up ingredient names. They are put in the formula to have, they're not put in there to have some sort of measurable effect, but almost invariably, they don't have effect. I mean, they might have an effect, but usually they don't. However, most consumers need a story to believe when they buy their cosmetics, and these ingredients really will help support that story. Brands that don't include claims ingredients are much less successful in the marketplace.
He mentioned that some ingredients are added to formulas in minimal amounts, mainly to advertise their presence in the actual product. According to him, extracts often fall into this category. These ingredients are usually added at 0.1 or 0.05%, just so that the marketing team can make the actual claim that the ingredient is in their product. This list also includes things like vitamins and proteins, according to him.
This includes ingredients like natural extracts, vitamins, proteins, lots of biotechnology, and lots of fanciful made-up ingredient names.
I like how he refers to it as fairy dust.
Now, claims ingredients, and sometimes they're called fairy dust.
I mean, Bro said they might have an effect, but they usually don't. Yikes. This is just one guy's opinion, but he has the working experience to know how the big boys operate. Now, when I say this, I don't want it to sound crazy or offensive, okay? No offense to the mom and pop shops that are the backbone of society and what I do for a living, but Alberto Culver was not a mom and pop shop, okay? By the way, Alberto Culver was purchased by Unilever years ago. That's when the formula for the Tresemme Naturals reportedly changed, and some curly girls fell out of love with it, including me, but don't get me started. Let's get back on topic. Anyway, there were certain financial obligations they had to meet, so maybe using a high amount of an expensive extract was never going to be allowed. So this situation may have colored Mr. Romanowski's opinion on the matter, but I'm inclined to take him at his word. Maybe no amount of any given commercial extract will do much. In my opinion, a much more effective way to integrate extracts or herbs is to use the actual herb. Whether you infuse it into an oil or use the tea in the water phase or create a glycerite, it may be far more beneficial than relying on the tiny percentage found in commercial products. Notice how I said commercial products, not the ones that you make at home. Many people who make their own stuff typically use larger amounts of herbs in their homemade concoctions than the ones found in the stores anyway. I'm just going to make that assumption because not everybody who makes stuff at home is trying to use 0.1% of anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's certain to me is that the extracts aren't doing the heavy lifting in a product. Okay? That's for sure. I hate to break the bad news to some of you, but the ingredients doing all of the things that you want are usually the conditioning agents, the silicones, and in some cases, the hydrolyzed proteins, if we're talking about a conditioner. The heavy lifters are normally not the extracts, okay? Conditioning agents like BTMS help make the hair softer and more manageable. Silicones help protect the hair, making it less likely to break while you're styling it. They also help improve shine and decrease frizz. Technically, you can make a darn good leave-in conditioner without any extracts, but those don't usually sell well. They just don't. People usually buy stories, they buy scents, they buy extracts, I've thought about this a lot over the past few years. Am I wasting my money? Am I wasting my money on extracts? How can I be sure that what I'm using will actually mean anything? And I was a little disheartened to hear the previous audio from Mr. Romanowski, but I'd rather know than not, you know what I mean? To sort of get around the idea of ineffective commercial extracts, I started integrating homemade glycerin-based extracts. If you've seen some of the DIY videos that I've posted, you'll hear me call them non-standardized extracts, which just means I've used an unmeasured amount of a particular herb like nettle or hibiscus, and I've made my own glyceride at home to be used in my formulas. So I don't think all extracts are useless, okay? I don't think they're all useless. I think there's a possibility, though, that commercially produced extracts used at a very low percentage add very little to a formula. And I think that has affected the way the effectiveness of extracts are viewed by the profession. I think because they are professionally produced extracts and they're used in super low amounts typically, that has affected how the professionals view the effectiveness of those extracts. Should you stop making your hibiscus tea rinses and your nettle twisting sprays? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But just keep in mind that there may be a difference between what you make at home and what you get from the stores. So thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you guys soon.